Hi, this is Dr. John Sewer, plastic surgeon, and welcome to Straight Talk on Plastic Surgery. Today's video segment will be used to deal with an issue that's been brought to my attention from countless viewers and many others who've written or emailed me wanting information on the potential for insurance coverage for plastic and reconstructive surgery. Specifically, many patients who've either lost weight on their own or undergone gastric bypass surgery and have significant amounts of excess skin and subcutaneous tissue want to know about the potential for insurance coverage for these types of procedures. Specifically, I can't answer these questions to any one individual or even a group of individuals because each plan, each patient's symptoms and medical history varies so widely. But I can give you some general overview and guidelines that may help you in your search for more information. First off, let's talk plastic surgeons. Your first step is going to be to find a plastic surgeon that's willing to consider filing insurance for the procedures in question. It doesn't mean that insurance will cover all aspects even of a given single procedure, but you need to find a plastic surgeon if you're interested in this avenue that was willing to consider coverage via insurance. Our office does consider this in patients who are symptomatic. We do consider it. I do have a special place in my heart for patients who've lost a great deal of weight, and I'm humbled to be able to participate in getting them to their end game where they can realize the new them. But other plastic surgeons decide not to do that, and that's something that has to be decided by their individual practices. I don't have any concern or ill feelings towards any other office that decides not to do that. It is a choice they have to make, and admittedly it does add a lot of paperwork, and you really have to have a love for this type of patient population, I think, to consider that. But for many reasons, some practices offer to consider insurance, others don't, and I don't have any ill will towards any office that has a different philosophy than ours. We just have to find the philosophy that fits my practice, and that's what we've done. Now let's talk insurance. Everybody's insurance plan varies, and so knowing your own plan is important. The things to look for are any evidence of an exclusion policy, that is a specific line item writing in your contract that says that these specific procedures will not be covered by your insurance plan no matter what, symptoms or not. If that occurs, our hands are basically tied. It would be extremely rare for that to be able to be overturned. On that note, it is November, and in January and other times of the year, many employees who have insurance through work can elect to change their plan. So it may be worth considering what other options are available to you when that time comes and change to a plan that may have a better track record and a willingness to consider coverage for these type of procedures in symptomatic patients. Thirdly, let's talk symptoms. In our office, we don't consider insurance coverage on any patient who doesn't have symptoms. Most insurance companies require that, and while we do offer insurance, consider accepting insurance coverage for certain procedures. If you come in and you're asymptomatic, then ethically it is our philosophy that it's not appropriate for us to request coverage. So that's important for you to be aware of. On the issue of symptoms, if I could get a hold of every gastric bypass patient at the very start of their experience with their weight loss surgery, I would love to be able to tell them, if you have symptoms that arise, document your symptoms. Yes, document them with your gastric bypass surgeon, document them even with your plastic surgeon, but even perhaps more importantly, get your medical doctor, your internist, your family physician involved in the loop. As you're having symptoms, these type of things ought to be addressed with your primary care physician anyway, but make sure you're creating a proper paper trail so that when the time comes to consider filing for insurance, we have that track record of attempting to treat these symptoms conservatively. So that's real key. It's many times I'll see patients for the first time a year out from their bypass, and basically we've lost that 12 months of opportunity to document symptoms, because they'll be coming to me with symptoms that have been persistent for 6 months perhaps out of their year since their bypass, and having the added advantage of being able to have documented those 6 months prior to my meeting them would have been a real help. So that's something to consider. Lastly, in plastic surgery, it's very common to do multiple procedures at once, If the patient's healthy and it's safe, it saves trips to the OR, anesthesia, copays, all of that. So in that scenario, some of the procedures you're having done, especially gastric bypass patients, may be covered by insurance and others may not. For example, if you have a breast reduction surgery that is covered by insurance, but you're getting liposuction of the arms, it may be that that's a financial responsibility to you, the patient. So if you get a notice saying that insurance has covered a given procedure, don't automatically assume that every nickel and dime is covered. Talk with your plastic surgeon's office, talk with the accounts manager at the plastic surgeon's office, and get that information in detail so that you have a full understanding of what's covered and what's not. It's not only is it common, but it's the rule that many procedures don't have full coverage. After all, with insurance, they may respond that nothing will be covered. They may respond rarely that everything is covered, or more commonly, they may respond that some of it is covered and some is not. The specifics in your scenario you need to address with your plastic surgeon. Hey, thanks for that question. I hope this gives you some general guidelines and information regarding the issue. And remember, no matter where you are, life is good.